For those who could not join us for this Good Friday Holy Supper, I wanted to offer a Good Friday reflection. At this table, we find ourselves at the heart of the most sacred and solemn moment of the Christian calendar. We have walked with the Lord through Holy Week, from the waving of the palms and his triumphal entry into Jerusalem to the shadows of betrayal, rejection, and impending crucifixion. We have watched as the Lord wept over Jerusalem, not with anger, but with divine sorrow, grieving not for himself, but for those who could not see the peace that he came to bring. This supper, born from the Passover Seder, is rich with layers of meaning. Just as the Israelites remembered their deliverance from Egypt, we remember our deliverance from spiritual bondage, our personal Egypts of fear, pride, and selfishness. At the height of the week's turmoil, the Lord paused. He broke bread, and he shared a cup with his disciples. This was not merely a final act of fellowship, but an invitation for the ages. Do this in remembrance of me. To remember him is not just to recall a moment in history. It is to become inwardly still. It is to return to the center where he dwells. And so my thoughts tonight turn to that quiet strength of Psalm 46. Be still and know that I am God. These words seem almost paradoxical in the context of the Holy Week. The world certainly was not still. Jerusalem was a storm of political intrigue and spiritual blindness. The disciples themselves were anxious. The plot to kill the Lord was already unfolding. And yet, into the noise, into the chaos, comes this whisper, be still. Swedenborg teaches us that the Lord's glorification, the uniting of his human with the divine, was accomplished through combats against the hells, which were stirred up in full force during these final days. He didn't fight, however, with swords or shouts, but with steadfast love, infinite patience, and divine truth. Even in the Garden of Gethsemane, facing the greatest trial of all, he didn't resist or retaliate. He became still, not passive, but wholly surrendered in divine trust, embodying the peace that comes from a union with the divine. In our lives, too, we are often caught in stormy places. Uncertainties about the future, fears for those we love, griefs we carry quietly. We may ask, where is God in all of this? The answer is the same today as it was then. Be still and know that I am God. Be still, not because the world is quiet, but because God is present. Be still not to escape suffering, but to see it transformed by the Lord's presence. Be still because the battle is not yours alone. Be still because the Lord fights for you as he did then, not with violence, but with divine peace and unwavering love. Swedenborg reminds us that the Holy Supper is a deeply spiritual act, not merely a ritual, but a conduit through which the Lord enters more fully into our hearts. So long, of course, as we come in humility and with the desire for renewal. In the New Jerusalem and its heavenly teachings, Swedenborg writes, the Holy Supper was instituted by the Lord so that through it the Church would be joined to heaven and to himself. Therefore, it is the holiest form of worship. So as we prepare to receive the bread and wine, symbols of the Lord's divine love and wisdom, let us do so in remembrance. Let us eat and drink not only with our mouths, but with our hearts. Let us be still and know. Know that he is God, that he is love itself, that he is with us now, and that in him all will be well. Amen.